are now locked in to Straight Blunt Podcast.
Straight Blunt Podcast. We're back.
Straight Blunt Podcast.
Episode 3. Nino, Coach PR, special guest, BuckWild, producer BuckWild, rapper BuckWild.
No rapper.
No rapper. Engineer
Storytelling
BuckWild.
I'm waiting for the
Storytelling
stories.
BuckWild.
Maybe a couple.
DITC BuckWild. Digging the crates. Thank you for pulling up, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Anytime, bro.
This is my bro right here, man. I called him. He said, let's do it, PR. So we're going to have some good conversations, Nino.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what's
really
needed.
excited.
Then when he pulled up and he walked inside the door, he was like, hold on.
So many memories.
So many memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Got a
took
lot
you
of
down memory
stories?
lane?
Yeah.
Being that this is also, it's called Sunlight Studios now, right?
Yeah.
And
What's
before
it
it was
called?
called,
Daddy's house.
Daddy's
too.
house.
right?
And
Diddy.
we balled.
For those that don't know,
I
Diddy,
think
this was
everybody-
Diddy's
Diddy. This was
Yeah.
Diddy's spot.
floor, right?
Yeah.
The
Diddy
floor.
Boom Boom Room was over there in the corner.
So when you
You know.
walked in here, what was your first flashback that you had?
The first flashback I had is when we was doing Rob's second album.
Black Rob.
And the first one, after that, it's like I always get feelings of big when I'm in this building on this floor.
Right.
So even when we came to do Rob's album, every day we was here, because it was in the same studio, so it's like I always felt like Big presence was in the room. You know? Because every time I was here with Biggie, he was always in the same room, in the same spot.
And that
Rolling
was
his
your
like his
down?
thing.
Yeah, that was his thing.
Okay.
Well,
He would be in one spot and C's would be rolling weed.
Right. C's would be rolling weed for him, and he'd just be in the spot, because he don't write his rhymes, right?
It just comes.
This comes. And
Yeah.
you witnessed
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Wow. Early.
early.
Yeah.
Like when people used to say that back in the days, we were like, nah, I guess it was just the hate, or did we just the ignorance we didn't know? Like,
Well,
nah,
I think
he can't do
sometimes
that.
we didn't know, because even when we did a song with Red Hot Lover Tone
Right.
for his album, and I did the beat and he rapped on
Red
it.
Hot Tone, that's Trackmasters?
Trackmasters.
Trackmasters,
Yeah.
Tone Poke, right? Okay.
So when he spit his verse, he spit it right from here. It wasn't no paper or anything.
Wow.
It just sounds unbelievable.
It
That's
does, right? It does.
but
Like,
it's-
was that the
it's a
first
talent,
artist that
it's
you've
talent.
seen do that?
The first artist I seen do that was Jay-Z
Jay-Z. So you worked with Jay before?
when we did Big L's album. And he was on L's album.
Yeah.
But you know, you have people who are gifted, and we call it the Rain Man effect,
Yeah.
Yes.
where it's like you could just come in and that shit
And
just
just-
comes
yeah.
to
It
you.
comes once you hear the track.
It just comes right to you.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know. Anytime you don't have to write anything down, that's a true gift right there.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
Especially
always-
with
I'm a
something
firm
people
believer
love.
in that, yeah.
It's a
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
Think
Yeah.
how many records people dance to a Biggie's, where it's like more than likely nothing was written.
Yeah.
And Jay, the same thing.
And
like,
to
you know,
remember
it.
those lyrics.
You have to remember
like,
it, right,
yeah.
when you perform it, right?
Of course.
I guess after you hear it over
Well,
and over,
of course, but
Right.
then, yeah. it
Only thing you
becomes
had to do
yours.
was fill in the words to the melody.
That's it.
Right.
You know, because if you ever listen to Biggie's lyrics, you're gonna always hear like a melody inside of what he's saying.
Right. So when you saw that with Jay, did you say, nah, how's he doing that? How was it, like, what was your reaction?
At first, I thought it was something that he probably wrote and then came in and
just
spit it.
remembered.
Because, you know, like rappers was doing that then. Like if you go and you battle somebody, they'd be like, yeah, you know, battle my man. And it's like he say something off the top, then another person says something written.
Yeah.
You're thinking like, hey, you know, well, maybe that was it.
Right.
But even in time, it's like hearing from other people like, yo, you know he ain't write that.
Wow, that's
That's
crazy.
dope.
So let's take him back. What was the first joint that you produced?
The very first
Your
joint I
very first
produced,
joint that you produced.
it was a record for Diamond, Sadat, and Lord Finesse. Called Shit Is Real.
Shit is real.
Yeah.
That was your first joint that you did.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, were you part of Digging in the Crates at that point? Or that was like...
That was the introduction.
Your introduction. Then it
Yeah.
was like, come on, Buck, you with us, right?
It took a couple of records, but after that, it was pretty cool.
Right.
It wasn't probably until I started working with my man OC, who was down with Organized. He's from Queens also.
Yeah, I got his album. I remember copying that OC album.
Yeah. But that was the one album where it's like after that, then yeah.
Yeah.
Because like looking at it, like trying to come in the industry, when you see all the graces here, it's hard work. Because you want to live up to everything, all the work that everybody else put in.
Right.
And it's like when you think of all the rappers from, you know, G-Rap and even the intro with Nas, et cetera, you always want to have some music that's great, that's gonna be unforgettable.
Right.
And for me, like every time it's like when I had any record, I always wanted that.
You wanted that.
Right.
Because I seen what it was like. I always knew what it's like to see people, react to music.
Yeah.
And it's how we react is like that's the same reaction that I always wanted.
Every time you want that.
every time.
Right.
Yeah, you always want.
Consistent.
It's like a high.
But yeah, it's a, yeah, but
If-
you be
if you-
chasing that. A lot of producers I see, even artists, they chase that, and some of them tend to stay in that one box instead of just
Like all
let me
the
bring.
sounds sound the
yeah,
same,
sound the same
yeah.
because they're chasing that same high, the hit that they had. So let me give something similar to that.
I think it's more or less just to give the feeling. Like, we was in D.C. like about 3 years ago, and some dudes was playing 52nd album, The Massacre.
Right.
And I did the last song on there, I Don't Need 'Em.
Right.
And just the reaction of people when they still hear it,
Yeah.
like,
It's
man,
still-
he need to do this.
Yes,
he
yes,
needs
you
this.
need
yeah,
to get
yeah.
back to this.
So
with
that's what I resonate with. So when people are like, this is the feeling I like,
Yeah.
I like to be, if I could give them that
wanna
feeling, then
continue
it's
to
all
give
cool.
them
So
that
you
feeling.
separate yourself from other producers that's like, I'm just going to give them the same type of beat.
I don't want to make the
The
same
type
beat.
Yeah.
I never, even if I'm just making beats for on and on, I'll never try to make the same beat.
It's something in there tweaked and something a little different.
It's just
heard-
it's just what we feel when we hear it.
Yeah, it's just a feeling.
There's
Like-
producers that cheat. I heard a couple same beat they
Of
give
course.
to.
And then
not
you have
saying
the
their
ones
names,
that,
Barry used the same beat, Game used the same beat. Like it was like, come on, like.
Then you have
man,
those
like,
who
right?
use it,
But
so
I don't
when it
I don't
drops,
want to
you
do
know it's
that.
them.
Yeah.
Like even doing, I got a story to tell for Biggie.
I wanted to jump on that.
She's a big Biggie fan.
Yes,
Like, we
I
all
wanted
are,
to
but she
jump-
loves Biggie.
I am a Biggie
We all love
fan. I
Biggie, but
got
she's like,
lots
yo, I
of-
can't
yeah.
wait. I got some questions for him.
Yes.
Like, so.
Because looking like part of it's the beat, and it's like the other half is Biggie. And I think Big brought to the beat what everybody probably wouldn't have heard if they heard the beat just by itself.
Right.
Because that's the gift that he had, and the
Yes.
gift to tell stories.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't have that.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So some artists, they have certain things that others don't. Like your man, he told good stories too.
Oh,
Phil.
yeah, he did.
Phil,
He told
yeah.
good gangster stories.
Great gangster
Great
stories.
gangster stories.
AKA Power. You see Power?
Yeah, Power,
Great
right, it's
story.
great gangster
Yeah,
stories,
you
Now, I
know.
want to go back to Biggie.
Go back to Biggie.
I got a story to tell. I know you've worked on that, right?
That was in here.
Yes.
What was the B room?
The B room.
The B room.
The B room in here.
Okay.
Wow,
Okay.
we're sitting right now.
I know.
in
It's like it would be just a short distance away, because as soon as you
Right.
go through that door,
Yeah.
the B room would be right on the left.
Wow,
And when you first turn in, he would be sitting right there against the wall.
wow.
As
I
always.
remember working at Daddy's house and saying, "Oh yeah, Biggie was in here."
Was it here?
Hell yeah, that should feel very
That was right
good.
before it closed?
Yeah, a few years before it closed.
Because it's
actually.
been how many
it's
years
been,
it closed?
yeah.
A couple of years now that he closed this, right?
But that vibe and that feeling,
It
it's
was
like,
a vibe in here. It
I
was a
came in
vibe.
here a couple times, like not much. I've been in D&D studios a lot
Yeah.
more, right? That vibe or in D&D.
he has that in there too, in the room,
Yeah.
in Primo's room.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
it
he
was
used to
at
be
the-
in Primo room quite a few times also.
in D&D, right?
Yeah.
That vibe was crazy.
And you got to think, Jay was in there. It's like in D&D is straight hip hop all day long.
hip hop, bro.
You know, like all the records that was made in here.
Uh-huh.
Like if you ever was here just on the humble passing through and you
Yes.
heard the records, like sometimes even visiting certain parts of the building,
Mm-hmm.
like I would still kind of hear the songs or hear certain elements or
Yeah.
hear the artists in the room.
Right, right.
You know, and it's kind of eerie.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
No?
hell yeah.
That's like a short film. You can just
like
see once
the
you
little
see that, like you
ghost?
walk in like a doctor. Yeah, you hear the
Like a
ghost,
ghost.
like the spirits. You hear
Yeah,
the
yeah,
music.
yeah.
You hear what what was
That's
built in
fire.
there. Like imagine you just walk in different rooms and it's just like a
Yeah.
jukebox, different
Yeah.
artists.
It was a great time.
Yeah, it was a
It
great
was
time.
a great time.
Like musically, it was a great time, and even for us as people, it was a great
Yeah,
time.
it was a great time.
Because while we were coming up, we were still on camaraderie, which how you know we spoke differently about how it is today,
Right. Yeah.
and
yeah,
how it was
yeah.
then.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yeah,
I
it
met
was-
Big, you know, by going to see him and kicking it with him,
Okay.
and I didn't even work with him first.
Yeah, it wasn't on the
So
phone.
you
it
got
was
to
like,
know
you know
who he
him.
was
Right, yeah.
individually.
Yeah,
and-
like we hung out. We hung
So
out.
when you
Me and
did
my-
the beat, here, I hate
Yeah.
to cut because I
Go
want to.
ahead.
Go ahead, nigga, get into it.
I want to paint the picture. I want the picture to be.
You
I
want the
want to
picture?
know who was he speaking about?
I don't know who he was speaking about. It's always a
always
a
something.
speculation.
Right.
But
I
you know
think
when you
know
have those
because I know you
things,
get that
Yes,
question
that's
a lot.
great.
Yo, come
yeah,
on.
you get it. But
That's
it's
good.
like,
That's like who
but
killed
I
what's
look
his
at it like
name
this,
the other
but
day? Everybody has a story.
I don't care about that. It's always pasa pasa.
Right.
You know, so you know, people like the song. I was content with that.
That's it.
I
that's
wasn't like, yo,
fly.
you know,
Yeah.
who was
Who
he
you
talking
talking
about?
about?
Did you even
Yeah.
think about that when he did that? Like, yo, who the fuck is he talking about?
No,
Yeah,
because
nah.
it's like it sounds so much as of a short story,
And it was such
he
a great
has
story,
that
yeah.
gift.
Yeah.
Some people have the gift
He
of
just
telling
has a gift to
stories.
tell a good story.
Like you say, when you
Like
look at Fifth, if Fifth wrote Some of Power, when you look
Yeah.
at it, you're like, yo, you know what?
Yeah.
It takes, you got a little genius in you to be able to take from what you had as a kid and growing up
add it on.
and put this here and make these characters who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and for
Yeah.
Big to take this story and make the characters what they were,
Yeah.
that was
that's
genius.
a
So
That was
even when
dope.
you look, all the stories, Niggas Bleed, all those stories like that,
Yeah, that was.
it takes
crazy.
it takes talent to come
He's
in
one of the best.
and make that happen.
Yeah.
No one can come in and be like, yo, I'm gonna write about Gloria from a story, or we went to war with her peeps in '99. I got the girl from.
Yeah.
It's talent, and it's like when you
Gloria
look
from
at it,
Story,
it resonates. Like me being in New York, I've known a lot of people who rap, but I've known no one who's like Biggie.
I don't think.
Wow, you worked with a lot,
Yeah, and I know a lot,
and you know a lot, a whole lot.
a whole lot. I always say one thing: I've known no one who could flow like Busta,
Okay.
and no one who could rap like Biggie.
Wow.
And those are two big shoes to follow.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about Busta's flow.
His flow, he never really kind of used the same flow twice.
Oh no.
No,
No.
it's just so
And he's
different.
such a great.
And fluent with the breathing and everything. Like
Yeah. And he puts on a great show. He's an entertainer.
He's like years
Yeah.
ahead
Yeah,
from
he's
where
a-
he's
Yeah,
supposed
nobody's
to be.
touching him on the show.
Yeah,
Live
nah.
performance,
I
nobody's
feel
touching
like
him.
Nah.
I don't think anybody. You think
Busta
anybody?
has a
Nobody,
great quality when it
nobody
comes
can,
to-
nobody can fuck with him with a show. Not even Diddy. And Diddy has a dope show with all the lights and stuff.
Right,
But
right,
Busta
right.
gets on the stage and he performs.
Right, that's
He
what I'm
gives
saying.
you the blood. He gives you the sweat and the
sweat,
tears.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.
He leaves it all on the floor. If it was like how they say in basketball, leave it on the court.
Jumping, flipping.
He leaves
He's
it all
doing
there.
it.
Yeah.
Working
Like
with
if you ever
Big
been
L
to
now.
Summer Jam, it's like how he had Summer Jam rocking.
Yeah.
Where it's like it
Yeah.
seemed like it was gonna fall.
Yeah.
You know, would break your neck. Like it takes a special talent to be able
To
to do that.
yeah.
I don't know if the artists today really understand that, like the performance part, like what you putting in to let people know. Like I say, Giant Stadium that day, all the bleachers felt like they was gonna fall.
Yeah, that shit rocking.
Yeah.
But
One
shaking,
man, yeah,
shaking. Yeah, shaking the ground.
then you
So
have some artists that just want to stay just rocking the mic and just like stay
Rakim
still.
style?
Rakim style. But then it's not. I don't know. It's still cool, but it wasn't like a high energy.
no, it's not energy. It's
High
just all
energy.
lyrics.
Jay was like that too.
I was about to say
Jada's
very,
like that.
very
too.
lyrical.
Yeah, it's just
It
a
was
little.
more
So you just
lyrical.
there, but Busta made you the crowd.
Yeah, he
You felt
wants
him.
you to.
Right,
Right, I was about
right,
to say,
right.
you felt
No.
his energy. You jumping with
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He wanted you to interact.
Yeah.
Like even for him, it's like I remember the day I happened to be with him this day when he did Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See.
Oh yeah.
And the amount of energy he puts into making the record correct,
Yeah.
Right.
no one really does that.
Nobody does that. Like
So
that.
he'll do it no matter how many times it takes just to get it correct.
Very anal, like.
Very
in that
anal, and
sense.
it's like
That
every
sense, though.
little intricacy in his flow has to be correct with in pocket. And like to be that type of person, it shows the type of artist he is.
Yeah.
And that's why, for him, he has the hits he has. No one's walking in and it's like saying, yo, you know what, I'm going to outdo you on your record, Buster.
No.
Because he's
No,
not.
see,
He's
nah,
not.
that's not happening.
Not even in shows. Like he
Yeah,
tell
I'm
you
about to
after
say,
the
that's
show,
not
like y'all bust your
happening.
ass, do what y'all gonna do. Go ahead,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like so he's like really into it. But you worked with a lot of artists, like even with Big L. Like you worked with Big L. Was Big L, that high energy and performance too? Cause I didn't get to see L.
He didn't have the crazy high energy, but lyrically, he always wanted everybody to know exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
And be like, at the end, it's like, was my rhyme dope or not?
Yeah.
Like Big used to say the same thing. Like he finished something, regardless if it's not your song or not, he'll actually be like, yo, how was my rhyme?
Yeah. The producer asking you once he come out the booth.
Yeah, so if I just happen to come to the session he's like, yo, how was the rhyme?
Yeah.
Because he wants to know, like, yo, the rhyme is
He
hot.
wants feedback.
He already
Because
know
it's
the
like
beat
you're
is hot, yo. You
Yeah,
satisfied?
the beat is hot. I
You
want to know if I
satisfied?
flowed.
I want to know if my rhyme is hot,
Right.
bar for bar.
Dope.
Or hot enough to be on your beat.
No, but just
Nah,
hot
you
enough
wanna
to
know
be
just
how hot
Hot.
it is.
Okay.
Scale of 1 to 10.
10.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
Because
actually
when
a
he
real
put it out,
opinion.
you got Jay-Z and all these other dudes
Yeah,
rapping.
yeah.
He don't want to come out and be like, nah, that verse was just cool.
Right,
Yeah.
that
You
was
want to make
cool.
sure, like, yo, damn,
That
that
was
rhyme was
fire.
crazy.
Yeah. But I do have only two things that I had with my only two lyrics I had with Big.
What's that?
It's
questionable?
Yeah, the one you
Yeah.
fucking ass, put me over the
Oh,
bridge.
God.
You look so good, I suck
I
in
suck
your
your
daddy's
daddy's
dick. Like, yo, come on, like,
That was from, I think that was from a movie or something.
yeah, but
That
you
was
know,
from,
like,
No, it was from
a
a.
Richard Pryor movie.
Yeah.
When you said, you look so
This is
good, I
good,
suck
some
on
of
your
your daddies
daddy's dick.
did.
Yeah, come on, Buck. Like,
I mean,
That was see,
people
but
play with words.
yeah, but
nah,
I
I'm
understand
good
what
with
you're
that.
saying
I'm
because
good with that.
for us in
I
our
get it.
You
time,
look so
A
good,
lot
I
of
suck on
people
your
wish
mommy's clit. How about that?
Listen.
How about that?
Listen.
How about
A lot of people
well,
question
we
it,
can't
even ours,
change it,
but
but everybody always say they question that.
everybody
Right.
questions it.
Everybody, but he's not here. He can't correct it, so
He's not asking. I'm not asking
And
for the
he
correction.
took it from somewhere.
I'm asking.
So ask
Yes.
Pryor.
Oh, he took it from
Yes.
from Richard Pryor.
Ask Richard Pryor.
I'm asking the producers as a producer.
Yeah, but I didn't. He didn't do it on
look.
mine.
Right.
If
So-
he did it on your
My
baby,
account.
I'm trying to get to it.
Oh, okay.
If he did, if he
you
would
would have
have,
told her to take it off?
Like, how would you have felt? Like, oh, it was a question, or because
yo, that's
big,
kind
like,
of questionable.
say that.
Yeah, I mean, he would have asked, and
Yeah,
you would
because
have
it's
told her your
like
opinion.
being a producer. It's like you have to be as honest with the artist as you
Agreed.
can.
Right,
I have to
right.
build your
You
own
know, you don't
relationship.
have to be like, damn. You know what? Let me just lie so he'll like
Yeah,
me.
that's
and,
corny.
Yeah, because there's artists like
I hate people like
producers
that.
like
Yeah,
that. They
of
be like,
course,
I
there's
don't
a
care
lot
what
of-
he said on
the
my
yes
beat.
man.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah,
those.
but these are the
It's like,
people.
don't
It's
be-
like
I
you can
don't
never
like
be
that.
great.
Right.
Exactly.
If you can't,
Point.
Tell me the shit
if you
sucks.
can't tell the artist what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, or what you like or dislike, you can never be considered as great
Right.
because you're holding back. And that one thing you told him might have him change something, which could have made it better.
Yeah.
I'm glad you just did. That was a good segue. I'm going to
Segue,
segue to my
segue.
my next one. Like being great. Being BuckWild, the producer that you are, I need to know BuckWild's top 5 producers.
My
Without
top
you.
5 producers?
Without you.
All right.
Yes. Eliminated you.
Do they have to have big hits, or can it be people who just got
I
dope?
want to
Just
hear
your
yours.
five.
Yours
Your
top
five.
5.
Yeah.
Nasheem.
Yo, son. A lot of people sleep on Nasheem Merritt. A lot of people
Nasheem
sleep
is
on
the shit.
He was yes. We talked about him yesterday. Actually, Nasheem Merritt.
Gowdy, who's down with Trackmasters.
Okay, you didn't say the track masters. You went
I went to Gowdy. Gowdy had a lot of
Pick
records
one.
that people didn't know.
right. Okay.
You know, I could say my boy Easy LP. He put in a lot of work that a lot of people they kind of remember afterwards.
Right.
I have to say my boy Lord Finesse.
Finesse. Okay.
Another digger.
He has super ill beats. And,
Yes, he do.
you know, and I gotta say Digger. You know Digger, right?
Nah,
Many men, many,
for
many,
real?
many, many men.
Wait a
That's
minute.
a dope floss. A dope song.
I thought
That's 50 record. That's
Yeah.
Digger did that.
also. Oh no! Oh, I know what I'm thinking about. Rob Reef did.
Reef did
What a
Get-
blood.
What Up- yeah, What Up
Gangsta. Yeah. Oh, many men. He did. Yes. Digger. Yeah. Okay.
And Digger did a lot of records for Cameron.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
You know?
you are the type that would like the producers that actually put the grind in and stay grind. They don't have to have that hit or come down there. That's,
Right, but Digger's always been putting in work.
Yeah.
Like, you know, me and my boy, we talk about Digger all the time, and it's like his accomplishments when you look at people who are, you know, they might not have the first super dope record that just came out that rocked
Yeah.
the whole tunnel, but he's had a lot of records to play in the tunnel. He's kind of built Cameron career
Right.
before Heat Makers.
Right.
Right.
So why doesn't he deserve that?
Right.
He deserves his praise. So it's like I try to give people that I know put in work to praise. That's why I say Nasheem. I always will say Nasheem and Carlos.
Yeah, Nasheem definitely. Like, yo, people don't even bring up Nasheem. Like, yo, you're not going. Like, Nasheem is actually on my list. Like, but I think he's in. I think we had him not in the because there's different ones that have the hits. You know,
Yeah,
or
but
the
I
hits,
just
the
think
ones-
he gives you solid records.
solid records.
Right, I was about to say.
Right.
So
Not
when you look at
focused on
Niggas
hits.
Bleed,
Right.
when you look at
Right.
some of the other Biggie records like that, that's Nasheem and Carlos.
Right.
When you look at Where I'm From with Jay-Z,
Yep, he did.
that's Nasheem.
That's
Capone
You know,
Noriega.
Capone
It's like
Noriega,
certain classics
T.O.N.Y.
that you
T.O.N.Y.,
know.
right, yes,
Like,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
classic.
Hip-hop
To this
classics,
day,
so when you
play
look at it-
it's you still vibing out.
And you don't,
That's
and,
dope.
right, and it's like you can
That's
hear
fly.
it for the first time,
Right,
and it's
right,
like you're
right.
like, oh wow,
You
this is
still
dope.
go
Who
back
did
to
this?
that. Yep. To where
What
he was
about the
at.
producers that they
Love
give the
that.
credit to that just turn a knob?
Those are engineers.
I mean, because some people will put,
Oh, cool.
you know, we are in Diddy's house. They would say Diddy was a producer, but he just
Oh,
was
he
a-
would.
right. He was claimed.
I seen
production
Diddy in the other room.
and just turn the knob,
No, staying there with 112 for like a week without showering.
Dope.
and he would actually produce.
And he was definitely in there mixing.
Oh, okay, mixing,
And
'cause he had the ear.
He had the ear
Like
to
Drake.
know
I was about
what
to
it
say that.
sounds like.
Right.
That's part of production.
That's
Even
what-
if you're like,
yeah.
hey, you know, I need a hi-hat to come
Yeah.
along here,
Yeah.
or I need this to come along. He definitely had that.
Right.
Yo, come in here. I need you to play
Right,
me
because you
something
can put it
around
down,
here.
but then
you
if
know?
that ear doesn't
Yeah.
pick up on certain things, right?
So, but there's different levels of production.
Of course, I
right?
know
There's
that.
programming.
Right,
That's
come on.
probably what you're talking
Right.
about.
And
But
producers-
producing, like even Dr.
artists.
Dre,
Yeah.
who can produce the artist and
Right,
know what they're
right.
looking for in the end.
Right.
That's Diddy. Diddy knows what he's looking for in the end.
And What is Dre? What is
How about
Dre?
Dre?
Dre is a producer.
Producer.
Right.
He comes in with whoever he needs to, shows them what he wants them to play. They play it, he tweaks it, adds it on, layers it with the track,
Yeah.
and track is done.
Voila.
You can't take nothing from him. You've seen it probably.
Yeah.
I've heard some of homie shit before, it was
Yeah, but
actually
then
touched up.
then it's like, Scott Storch, people will say Scott Storch did most of the work.
Yeah, but everyone's going to try to and come and take credit.
Right.
I noticed that because I had somebody when we did 50's record, he played something on it, and he went and told Shaw that he did the record.
Wow. It was your
It was my record.
It was your record.
Yeah.
And he went to Sha Money and told him.
Yeah, and Shaw was like, "You lying." Matter of fact, it was Game's record. It was the
for
Game
It
record.
was for Game.
Yeah, it was the Game record. He told
Yeah.
me like, "Yeah, I did this and da da da." And he's like, "I don't know about that. You probably played something, but it's like I was there when Game vocaled and homie was there,
Right.
and I don't remember you there in the session."
Wow. Wow.
So thank God for Shaw
Yeah.
having a good memory.
Have you ever had a situation where there wasn't a Sha Money and somebody else tried to get your beat and it was like, that's their
Nah,
beat?
after a while, it's like, even before then, it's like, I try to be very particular about who I can collaborate with on things, because it's like, if it's a collaboration, you're playing something, you're going through whatever it is for, for the musicians union, and that's what you're getting paid for.
Right.
So you're not getting paid when it's like you look at the contract and it says produced by BuckWild and it doesn't say me and somebody else.
Right.
So I've been in a little long enough where it's like certain things I know. But sometimes people will try to get whatever they can out of you just because they know, like, okay, this can be something big. Or it's like, yo, people going to love this. So if I could say I produced it,
Right.
then people will come to me and it's like, I could get work again. I could get work now.
Yeah, right.
So, but it ain't happened that way. Like I say, even knowing Shah, I'm very fortunate to know Shah since the beginning.
Right, yeah.
So I was happy he came to bat for me.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Because he could have just left it at that.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a time where the production beats was like 150,000, 75,000. You're paying for a
Oh, you
beat.
mean Neptunes?
Which was ridiculous.
Salute
right?
Pharrell.
Crazy, right?
It ain't crazy. I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm not mad at that.
But you just look at the budget and it's like now it's like you're not getting
No,
that now.
not everyone.
It was just certain
It was
artists.
just
Certain artists.
Yeah.
Right.
And Pharrell always say, yo, you know what? Not everyone deserves your beat.
Very true.
And that's probably
Irv
why.
was like 50,000.
Irv probably was more, maybe like 100,000.
Yeah, like there was people that was like, dog. Like,
Well, if you can provide, like how we provided records to be the backdrop for people before,
Right.
if we were doing that now and that was the price, I think it would be worth it. Because a lot of
Right.
times now the records don't have the longevity.
Right.
But if we could give the artist something that could be a backdrop which will last them forever.
Yeah. You
Like,
gonna
I mean,
pay
look
for
at
that.
Rob.
Yeah,
Rob's,
it's a stamp.
I don't know what
Pay
Rob
for
is
that.
doing, but it's like I go different places. I hear whoa everywhere.
Yeah, they even have a dance saying whoa, not knowing that the whoa, like, Black Rob, like,
Yeah.
but
But-
whoa is all over the
I
place.
know.
But that's what I mean. So when you can do that, it's like you can achieve the unimaginable.
Yeah.
Everyone
Agreed.
can achieve that.
Right.
And
Wait,
even,
did you do whoa?
yeah.
You did whoa, right?
Yes,
That's
yeah.
right,
That's why he said
Yep.
whoa.
Yep.
Looking at even when you look at in the club, Dre and Scott Storch did it. But look at the magnitude. I don't know who got paid what was the number.
that-
But look at the magnitude of where the record
right.
went.
Still
Movies and
rocking.
things,
Yeah.
all
In the
over.
clubs.
Everywhere. If it's your birthday, you're gonna play
commercial.
that commercial.
Yeah, everybody who
same
have a
thing with Whoa,
birthday,
like you said, even
when
the
it's when
commercials I hear
it's
this sometimes.
you got a little bit of people like, and it's not a lot, and
Longevity.
it's like you want to just have a song that you can sing to a grown person,
Yeah.
and you sing, "Oh shorty, it's your
It's your
birthday,"
That's it.
and it's like, and you singing that, it's like, yo, you can't put a number on that.
Right,
No,
right,
yeah,
right.
it's
Like when you have a
forever.
record that's purposely for people.
Yeah, electric
Yeah.
slide. It's like things
Yeah.
like that.
Yes, I
It's
like
like
electric
So
wedding,
if
wedding
you did
songs,
that,
birthday
so
songs. That's it.
So if you was
always
the person
winning.
who made the song Electric Slide, you can't say, oh, you guys got paid too much. When it's like you go to anywhere and it's like and there's something going on. Yeah.
It's the
I guess I
Yeah.
didn't look at it like that.
Yeah,
Like,
the
but it was just like
longevity of
that's
it all.
a ridiculous price. I'm like, God damn, 150,000.
Not when it's still
I've
rocking 30
I've
years
heard
later.
more.
Right.
Yeah. Like
You
it
heard
takes
more?
two.
You still getting checks.
It Takes Two has been around for a while. Raw Bass and Easy
It
Rock.
Takes
Yes.
They still getting
Yeah,
checks
that
from that.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't get 150, so I get what you're saying.
Right.
But looking at it, if you can produce something that lasts that long, we have artists who are now who don't make records with longevity. It has a quick burst on the radio, and it's sucked back in like a vacuum.
Right.
Right. So the producer's not getting that anymore. Like
I don't think they're getting that no more.
A lot of them are throwing their names on it now too, so you know it's them.
It's just them, right?
You know,
Yeah,
a lot of people have things.
but
that they
you know,
do,
you
some of that.
Signature
you do have, and I won't call it a little hate. I don't know what to call it. But if you're trying to sideline someone from not getting their money, you shouldn't do that. Just let them get their money in peace, and you could get your money.
You shouldn't do what?
Like sideline people so they can't get their money.
Yeah.
Sideline
Well,
hate.
you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I just look at it. So if an artist is doing that,
industry.
you make sure, because if it's your record that's happening to be getting all of these spins and plays.
Right.
So as an artist, you're saying the artist should be able to just pay that man. The
No, the
producer.
artists don't have to pay them. The money comes from like
It comes
radio.
out the artist's budget.
No, it comes from the 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes out the artist's budget.
Right.
People would like. Well, I know artists from yesterday that would gladly pay that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm getting 2 beats from Pharrell and I got to pay $300,000. Get that man his check.
Now.
This was back then.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
you said some other
So if it was like, if I was an artist and I'm getting 2 beats from Pharrell and it was like, oh, it's gonna take almost all your budget, you better find some more money to add on to it and give him his $300,000. Because I know in the end I'm gonna get what I need.
Right. The longevity of it all. That
I'm gonna give me a
that-
big
that
record that's gonna
classic.
rock in the club and people gonna love it.
The extra
And they gonna
money,
be able
to,
to
the
say
extra money is to push it.
That's a
and do
business chance
everything.
you have to take, because then it
Yeah,
could
it's
be
a
like,
chance you're taking, but
Yeah. Do you want to? The business is taking chances.
Yeah, I was about to
take
say.
chance. That's what I said.
You know?
you're gonna be up there with
The
the
problem.
breaks.
The problem is everyone wants to get and I hate to say it, like a $30 beat online. Not even 30, but just a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
Free beats.
I know.
But I would take my chances with something I know and someone who knows how to produce.
Right.
Pharrell can give you the whole song with the
Everything
bridge
to do.
and singing and everything.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you're
Remember
paying
Shake
for.
Your Ass?
Right, that's what you're paying for.
That's what you're paying for. You're
Yeah.
paying for a person to produce you.
Yeah.
You're
See,
not.
well, that's production. That's Pharrell production. Yeah, I could.
He's gone
Get
from
that.
making the beats
Timbaland.
and production.
Yeah, Timbaland also the same way.
Irv, like, you know, and it's not just no disrespect or hate. And it's like, bro, like, I'm not getting the same as I'm getting with him. So I'm just looking at back then. Why would I pay him? When
Well, I guess everybody had a different.
Well, you got 2 writers that come with him,
So it's a
Ashanti and
different-
Ja Rule.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody comes with different packaging.
Yeah, so
You know?
when you have it, it's like, just know that you have the opportunity to get the best work that you can ever
Best
have
writings, yeah.
by just conversing with the producer and making sure everything is the way you want it.
Right.
It's
You know, you can't knock Irv. Irv had a bunch of hits.
No, he did.
Ashanti
He did.
had a
Yeah,
bunch
he
of
did.
hits.
Definitely.
Yeah, he did.
He's
He
talking
did.
about doing a tour.
Yeah.
He got a bunch of hits.
Yeah, so it's nothing wrong with that. It's like, and I believe he should, because when you look at it, Pharrell and Timbaland could do it.
Yeah, they're thinking
he
about
should
doing it. I
have-
think
Yeah.
the holdup is.
Well, murdering.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing. They're talking about doing a tour, and I think the holdup is trying to get Ashanti on the wave.
Yeah, because it's. I think the Hot Boy. Was it Master P? They're doing theirs now.
A lot of
Right,
people
No
come
Limit.
back doing it. Yeah.
And then the Hot
Why
Boys.
not?
Because
wanna
they
do
have the
this.
records
Cash
that have the
Money.
longevity.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cash Money's supposed to
Exactly,
be next,
and
I
they
think,
keep
since
telling
she
Irv
come.
like you kind of have to have Ashanti on it.
Yeah, you have
she
to
has
have
a
the
lot
whole.
of the
You have to have
records,
everybody.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
It's
it
like
was
Diddy.
beginning for-
Diddy had.
The Bad Boy tour.
the
Bad
Come
Boy tour,
on,
right, right,
Total. He bought everybody.
You need to talk to Fifth, man. Get that G-Unit tour going, bro.
I know,
I was
man.
gonna ask- I was just gonna say, what's
50
wrong
could
with
do a
the
B-side
G-Unit
tour,
The B-side tour.
which is nothing but the hard records,
Yeah.
like Jay-Z did when he did
Oh
that.
yeah, see, he could definitely do that.
I'm looking. I'm looking.
I would
at
He
look-
could
that.
do that.
I
he
would
could
pay
do
for
that.
that.
Yeah, me too.
I
he
want to
could
pay
do
for
that.
it. You know what I want to pay for?
He could do
I
that.
want to pay for it. Still, I know it's been a while now, but I still will pay for it. G-Unit, D-Block, and Dipset.
Definitely D Block.
I would pay
Dipset.
for that.
Right? Just that was supposed
like
to
those
happen.
three?
Those
Yeah, yeah,
three.
yeah,
yeah,
That was
yeah,
supposed to
definitely.
happen. That was
Definitely.
supposed to happen already.
Even if it
The
just
classic.
happened at you know, at the Garden or it's like Terminal 4. That's what that.
Yeah, Terminal
150
4.
yeah,
Terminal 4.
yeah.
Yes.
I would pay for that
Yeah.
because even being there and seeing Jay-Z, it's the energy that's gonna be in the building.
Of
Right,
course.
right.
And it's like that would be the perfect mixtape tour
Of
because they had the
course.
top 3 mixtapes ever.
And that's how you
Ever.
started. 50 started
50.
touring mixtapes.
Yeah.
At that point,
Yes.
right? Right.
Yes.
So sometimes you have to look back to where you started in order to move forward to know like, yo, you
Yeah.
know what? I got joints that people
But
really
how did
love.
we get 50 to do the G Unit?
BuckWild. No, I knew he was gonna touch that. Nigga, BuckWild.
Fifth, we need that tour. We need that mixtape tour.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Please.
If I gotta go get 10,000 people just on camera to tell you to do it,
Do it.
we
That's
need
right.
that.
We need
That's
to
what
have
he
a
wants.
petition.
The petition
Of
signed.
people
petition.
saying it.
A
We
mixtape
need a
tour.
G Unit.
Like I was talking to my boy. We was talking earlier about they had the top 50 mixtapes on one of these sites. And
I
was
did
like,
see that, yeah.
And we was like, you know, 50 Cent is the future definitely has to be the number one.
What was number one?
I don't know, but if it ain't 50 Cent is the future, they need to recount.
Right.
That was the start of mixtape porn.
That list started a lot of things. A lot of people were talking about that.
Oh, I gotta look for that list.
That
has to be number
that
one.
mixtape, Dipset mixtape.
Yeah.
So when you have those type of mixtapes, if you're doing tours, everyone knows the records
Oh,
from there.
hell yeah, word for word.
And it's like, even if you're a little old, it takes them back
they
in
buying
the time.
merch.
Yeah.
I mean, this is big if you do this.
All right, so
We need to put that together so we get a PC.
Put it together.
Before we put that together, bro, like you got to tell me about this. What happened back in this historical floor building, Diddy's house? What happened with Bad Boy? Was it Bad Boy, Junior Mafia, and what I want to say, Dunk Down?
Oh, I remember Fifth having some word. I'm not Fifth. Big having some words.
You were
with
here?
Yeah, I was here.
Oh, I want the story.
With Strain.
Strand, what?
Yeah. Like Big was coming back out. He just wanted an apology from Strain when it's like, remember they had the
was a
video
with
a big dude with a Coogee.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And they kicked him in his ass in the end.
That's right.
And he's like, yo, it ain't him. Tech talked to Strain, and Strain told him, like, yo, I told him it ain't him. You know, and it's like, only thing Big wanted was an apology.
Right.
Big didn't want no beef, he didn't want no problems, he just
an
wanted
apology.
just to like, yo, an apology.
Right. But if they apologize, that's admitting that was him.
It could be an admission of guilt, or it could just be something just to end it all. You know? Y'all all from Brooklyn, you can
Right,
squash
just a
it.
big homie, let me just say,
You know?
And they
forget
didn't.
it.
They didn't,
And?
you know? And they and Big's people had a little confrontation. You know, I wasn't on the other side to see that,
But it was some
Yeah.
furniture's moving.
yeah, it definitely was some things moving around over there.
We were
You know.
talking earlier about how people back then, you could just like, you say something, dudes was pulling up on you.
Yeah,
That ain't happening now, right?
That's not happening now. That's not really happening at all.
They pull up on you on the Instagram and IG and talk.
They
like
pull up.
that.
They pull up on you with the police.
Right.
Right, that part.
Even worse, right?
You know, because you see a lot of things going on. It's like some of the things that people let slide definitely wouldn't happen.
Oh, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Like even
It's
like
not
I know even Joe and Fib has some things. And it's like I know Joe. I seen him move some furniture around in my town quite a few times.
Right.
So I know how things get.
Okay.
And him and Fifth is cool, and it actually surprised me.
Yeah.
Because I remember telling him like, yo, you got to get with this dude 50 Cent.
Yeah. So how did you feel when Joe and 50 was going at it? Because that to me, I was like, I was a Fat Joe fan. So when
How
that
did I
happened, I
feel?
was like, yeah, like
It was
damn.
like, for me, it's like I was a fan of 50, but I was cool with 50, and I was like, why?
yeah, like why does
Like
that happen?
to me, I always felt like, yo, if you had a couple of the toughest crews in New York that could come together,
Come together, it'd be dope.
we never would have had
could've
a
smashed
trap
New
era or
York.
anything.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It would have always been hardcore New York hip hop.
Yeah.
Because for them to rap the way they rap and what they talk about and how they really live their life, I think it would have been something that other people would have been trying to live up to after
Right.
that.
Trying to
And you can't tell me they wouldn't have, because it's like most of the people who came after that, they wanted to be the tough guy bravado.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
definitely wanted to be the person to be like, yo, I ain't taking no shit. So I see what's going on with them.
Yeah.
I need to be a part
I
of
need
this.
to emulate this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We always want to be. People always want to be a part of something, and I think that would have gave people even something or more to be a part of.
Yeah.
Because-
Can you imagine that, like
And be
Terror
proud
Squad,
of.
G-Unit,
Right, and be proud of.
Oh,
From
we
New
can
York.
still imagine it. It's just a matter of how they want to put it together.
Yeah.
You know.
That'd be dope.
But then they'll be like, I think time has passed now. Like,
No.
that's how they're gonna look at
I
it.
think that they
mean-
look at it like they older now, and they're going to address things in a different way. I don't think even with Cam, I don't think Cam has a problem with 50, and 50 has a problem with Cam.
Nah.
So-
there was no real problem with any of them.
Yeah, so it's like looking
I
at it.
think a lot
This
of the
is something that
problems
can
was ego.
happen.
Yeah,
So if you look at it, if you could put, if you got a check that you could put in front of it, I think it's something that can happen.
That's what I'm talking about.
And with 50 right now, he getting that power check. So them checks that have a lot of
A
zeros.
lot of zeros in the back of it.
You know,
Yeah.
I think they all could sit down and like when you look at it, and it's not just the New York thing. I think this is a tour you could take everywhere.
All over. All through the
Oh
whole
yeah,
country.
G-Unit
Yeah,
is
whole
like,
thing.
I'm just trying to
All
see
of them.
who would he, can't just be 50. It
No,
has
that's
to
what I'm
be
saying.
the whole G-Unit.
All G-Unit.
Him, Banks, Yayo,
It's-
you know,
Bring Buck
And
back too. They got to
Buck,
be
can't do Buck?
They're not
yeah,
gonna be Buck. You gotta
they not
bring
gonna bring Buck back.
That's why I said
I
it's
don't
got to
even
be a
know
whole
if
lot of
Banks will
talking.
come back.
like,
That's why I'm
yeah.
trying to.
Yeah.
But I think even with this, like when you have these things that happen, because people have the movement for a certain reason. So when you look at it,
Give the people what they want.
give the people what they
That's
want.
how I feel. I
And
feel
if you
like
give
if
them
you
what
say
they
it enough,
want,
like you said, you get 10,000 people to do like a petition kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like at some point.
You can move mountains because it's like people are looking and be like,
Give the people what they want.
10,000 people, and if you put like $50 per ticket,
Right.
what can you make there? Now, if you want, you can try the wave everywhere else to see how it works out.
Yeah.
But I believe that was during that time. It's like when they had this before Game did his mixtape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with the 50 Cent of the Future and the Dipset tape and the Dipset mixtape, those were two mixtapes that was spread around like albums. Where it's like they had a lot of fans from it.
Yeah.
So even with just those two, you can't tell me that that's something
That they
couldn't put together. Even looking at it on a bigger scale, you could do your own New York B-side tour.
The B-side tour.
That shit would be dope.
B-sides is like, yo, that's the shit where it's like you breaking chairs over people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who was what's your favorite album you actually worked on?
Here's
Give me
one.
three.
And
Give me three. Just
I'll
give
give
me
you
three.
one, Fat Joe.
Which one was that?
The one when we did Lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Jose.
Oh, the
okay.
Jose one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
And I would definitely have to say Massacre. I'm not saying that for no other reason. But it was just so crazy that it's like, even when everybody was on there, they kind of did something where it's like, it almost pit every producer against each other to see who could bring their best beats. Because after that, I seen people walking up like, hey, how did they get y'all to do not Doctor's Advocate, Game's album and 50's album? Because it's like, when you look, all the producers are the same.
Yeah.
So when you look, it's like between either one of those, I have to say, because it's like the production is flawless on both. And it's like, I don't think that people really like, this is going to be a flawless album.
Right.
But it was just something when people bought it, like you bought into it. Even when you first got Game's album, people were like, yo, I like an instrumental if I could.
Yeah, of course. That has some hard beats. So that was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of dope
you could bop
songs.
your head to it.
So
Fat
look,
Joe, Massacre,
And what else?
and Game.
I would have to say Game and Massacre on the same
level,
plate.
okay.
Oh, okay. And what's the third one?
A third one, I would have to say my man Big.
I was going to say, you better.
Because because looking at it, like even doing Big's album, it was the same thing. Everyone like was submitting.
Yeah.
And it's like coming in and he would play everybody the beats that he had. So even like my man LP came in one day when we mixed Story to Tell, he played us Hypnotized.
Okay.
And it's like, it was crazy.
Yeah. I know y'all was
Same
like,
way you
okay.
see in the movie when they dropped it.
And
That's
your
what you
hands
felt.
rocked.
Yeah.
Dope.
And when you have that, it's like I was there when he did, I think it was Niggas Bleed. He was writing it.
Yeah.
So it's like some things I got the privy to hear before they added on the
And even
glitz
got
to it.
right.
But for him, he's one artist, like, he's music on his own.
Yeah.
Without nothing.
Yeah.
You hear him rap, if he was here just writing and it's like,
With
it had a
no
little box play,
instrumental,
you'd be like, yo,
He flies.
this is crazy.
Crazy, right? Wow.
Yeah. Some people have that talent. Another one, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Volume 1 in my
Volume
lifetime.
one, my lifetime.
Yeah.
And which one you did on
Lucky Me.
Lucky
Me and Stevie J.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Look at me, Stevie J. Have you ever worked on any female?
Rappers?
Yeah.
R&B artists.
Okay.
Faith, right? You did Faith.
Of course. Of course.
That was nice too. And I worked with Faith on 702.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wow. Dope.
Which one you did with Faith?
I Love You.
Oh, that was
my
a shit
favorite
too.
tracks.
That was a shit. That was a shit too.
See, the one thing I know is like even with music is forever. So it's like if I could give a person a backdrop that could be forever.
Yeah.
So when I see this record go from generations,
Yeah.
that's when I'm like, yo, you know what?
That's what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Faith
what you
got
wanted
some
right
hits,
there. That's
boy.
Yeah.
That's the
she
whole
definitely.
thing. And I appreciate it. So if I appreciate it, if other people appreciate it, I'm already appreciating it.
Right, of
So
course.
it's like, I'm blessed for it. So
Yeah.
people be like, yo, how are you? I'll be like, that's why I'm always saying I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Yes,
But to
you
look
are.
at it, it's like,
You are.
I'm blessed already with what I've accomplished and put
Yeah.
out there for other people.
Yeah.
And if they rocking with it, that's even more of a blessing.
Hell yeah, to this day.
Wow,
We in 2020.
Wow, man. Yo, we appreciate you for pulling up, man. Just enlighten us.
Come on,
But
B.
before you
Yeah,
leave,
I love this.
this is dope. You have to tell us what your plan is, right now.
My
Yeah, like
plan,
what are you
what I'm
doing
doing,
now?
I'm just trying to make more music that's dope, that can resonate with people. They can be timeless and trying to change the perspective of certain things. I don't want to come in and be like, yo, I'm just trying to get a record on the radio.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get a record in the club.
You're chasing that same high again,
you want
right?
that,
I want that record where it's like people are like, damn, you know what, this got me through this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to
love
get up
those.
every day.
I love a good. Yeah. Oh man.
Like I've had so many people come to me, yo, first time it's like I get up in the morning, I used to listen to this. Like I've even seen rappers do it. Like I remember when I did Pain and Torture for Jada, seeing Fab tweet about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like seeing that and seeing appreciation. That's to me, it's like I look at that. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me the record is dope, but it's like by your actions that tell me that you appreciate the record.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's nothing that you have to say. You ain't got to pat me on the back. You already did it by the words that you putting out there for other people to see, and by putting other people up on a record.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then anything else besides, you know, the music?
Well, mainly it's like if I can do that, hopefully I can be doing something to inspire the younger dudes who's coming up to help guide them in the right way. So
Should be like a school you guys have.
You know what I'm gonna say? Do you have like a program for
academy
kids
or
and
something
teachers?
like, Because you drop a lot of jewels.
That's
bro.
dope,
Like, you know, like, especially
because looking at it, a lot of kids, they don't know. It's like they think you get in an industry and it's like you're just gonna have one record and be famous.
Man, listen.
So it's like even sometimes kids are like, oh, you know, you work with 50? Yeah, yo, that was my record. Da, da, da. Yeah, but it's like everything doesn't happen the way that
overnight.
you think it happens.
Right.
You know, we had to get to that point. Like even
nobody wants to work now, though.
Yeah.
Nah, this ain't social media now.
They don't want to work right now.
Sorry. To work with Fifth is like I went through Get Rich or Die Trying, and it's like I didn't even give him one beat. And he used to tell me like, yo, man, I'm still working. You don't want to work with me? How come I can't get no beats? You know? And I guess that's the nice guy in 50. The people don't understand. They see him doing all this other stuff.
Right.
But, you know, to me, as I know, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a side that, you know.
Listen, you're not going to meet all of,
You can't satisfy everybody.
I guess even for me, looking at that was a blessing for me.
Agreed.
Because it's like he didn't have to be that open for me to
Right.
work
To
with
be,
me still.
yes.
Right.
So
Well,
I
he was
seen
feeling
the
your
impact
vibe.
in me.
Yeah.
That's how I gave him the other CD. He's like, yo, man, I'm now starting my new album. Can I get a beat now?
That's fine. That's dope. Begging you for.
So you think
Beg,
that's
But I'm just saying,
was
like,
cool.
when somebody's asking you continuously, like, yo, can I
he
get a
did.
beat?
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
get the
yeah.
beat?
Yeah.
That's fly.
Yeah.
When he did a party in for 8 Mile. Remember they was performing for 8 Mile, Wankster, single release party?
yeah.
When he did that was the first time he was like, yo, I need some beats. I'll hold you a spot.
Wow.
Oh, that's
and
dope.
he did.
Well,
the
the
next
first
one-
down, the
the
next
next-
one,
the next one.
that was the first record he
Yeah.
recorded.
Yeah.
Carlisle told me, he's like, yo, 50 just recorded the 2 or 3 of your records. And I was like, word? Stop lying. Like, yo, I'm serious.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Which one? Then later on, he played me the beat. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know? But I think we have to earn these things. Like,
Of course.
you know, like looking at it's not every day. Like, after a while, you know how one with even beats. They put on, Junior put on a lot of producers that had no record of anything coming out.
Yeah.
You just gave 50 the beat, now comes the record on the mixtape, and all of a
Right,
sudden you're
yeah.
famous for what you do.
Right.
So, you know, either way, it's like I can appreciate it. You know, even with having the music and also knowing the person who did the music.
Agreed.
Because I always said, like, you could do a record with somebody, but if he can't spot you in the crowd, be like, damn, yo, that record you gave me was hard. And he can say that in front of other people.
Yeah.
At least you have a notation that
Yes,
your presence
agreed.
is felt.
Right.
Instead of being like, damn, who did that record? That
Right.
record was hard.
Right.
I always say it doesn't matter how many pictures you take with them if they don't remember. Like,
Right.
They don't
They
know
like,
you.
but they don't even know.
Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
point of having their number in your phone if you can't call
Yeah.
them?
That's right. That's right.
I never understood that.
That's true. And
That's
it's like
dope.
your presence is something that's always
And it's
felt,
felt, right.
more than anything anyway.
You remember it.
So if
You
a
left a
person
mark.
remembers you, then
You
that
left a
means
mark.
you left a mark with
Yeah,
them.
that's dope.
So
Well,
and it's like I give thanks to even Shaw for that, because even before they got the deal, Shaw would always call me and I'll go to
Let
Shaw
you know.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yo, come through, play some beats. Yo, come
Right.
through. We gonna be here just listening
Yeah.
to the joints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you coming through, bro, from Westbury and everything,
Sorry.
yo. Like,
Yeah,
All the way
no,
to
it's
Long
cool.
Island.
yeah, Long Island and everything. I remember,
Wow.
like, that's why I'm looking like, yeah, damn, it just took me down memory lane. Well, you leaving a mark on us right now, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, yes.
No,
I
thank you
appreciate
very
you
much,
coming,
man.
all the great stories.
Thank you very much, man.
It's all cool anytime. Hopefully, it's like even if I could say something or do something to inspire someone else,
Yeah.
or another dude who's up and coming and
Yeah.
younger, that's
Right.
what really counts.
Yeah, that's what matters.
We
Yeah,
here to inspire.
yeah, especially for
We're
the
not
younger
here to
ones.
tear down.
Right, exactly.
Now, can you tell me what
exactly.
Biggie was wearing that? No, I'm only And some
Oh,
Timbs.
Coogee,
And some Timbs.
Coogee, man. BuckWild, man. Thank you very
No, I'm
much. Straight
kidding.
Blood Podcast.
Straight Blood Podcast.
Coach PR and Nino and our guest.